Hello students, welcome back. Hope you all are fine. So children, we all know that being a boy or a girl is an important part of one's identity. Every individual is taught what kind of behavior is acceptable for girls and boys. But do all societies look at boys and girls in the same way? We will try to find answer to this question in today's chapter, which is named as Growing Up as Boys and Girls. Let us start the chapter by studying the case of Samoa in the 1920s. The Samoan Islands are part of a large group of small islands in the southern part of the Pacific Ocean. Children, in the 1920s, according to research reports on Samoa society, children did not go to school. Instead of this, they learnt many things, such as how to take care of children or do household work from older children and from adults. Also, fishing was a very important activity on the islands. Therefore, young people learned to undertake long fishing expeditions, but they learned these things at different points in their childhood. You would be very surprised to know that as soon as babies could walk, their mothers or other adults no longer looked after them. Older children, often young as 5 years old, took over this responsibility. Both boys and girls looked after their younger siblings. As soon as a boy was about 9 years old, he joined the older boys in learning outdoor jobs like fishing and planting coconuts, whereas girls had to continue looking after small children or do works for adults till they were teenagers. But once they became teenagers, they had much more freedom. After the age of 14 or so, girls also went on fishing trips, worked in the plantations, learnt how to weave baskets. Moreover, cooking was done in special cooking houses where boys were supposed to do most of the work, while girls helped with the preparation. Right? Now, children, we can easily notice that the experiences of Samoa children are very different from yours. Right? Let us now move to the case of growing up as male in Madhya Pradesh in the 1960s. According to reports from class 6 onwards, boys and girls went to separate schools. The girls' school was designed very differently from the boys' school. Girls' school had a central courtyard where they played in total seclusion and safety from outside world, whereas the boys' school had no such courtyard and their playground was just a big space attached to the school. Every evening, once the school was over, the boys watched hundreds of schoolgirls in narrow streets. Now, children, for the girls, the street was simply a place to get straight home, whereas boys used the streets as a place to stand around doing nothing to play, to try out tricks with their bicycles. Besides this, the girls always went in groups, perhaps because they also carried fear of being teased or attacked. Students, what do you realize that after knowing about these examples? We came to know about the fact that there are many different ways of growing up. Previously, you must have thoughts that there is only one way in which children grow up. This is because we are most familiar with our own experiences. Children, you must have noticed that societies make clear differences between boys and girls. This begins from a very young age. For example, boys and girls are given different toys to play. Boys are usually given cars to play with, while girls are given dolls. Students, can you tell why both genders are given different toys? Let me tell you. Toys become a way of telling children that they will have different futures when they become men and women. If we think about it, this difference is created in smallest things like dressing, playing, and so on. All these are ways of telling children that they have specific roles to play when they grow up. Later in life, this affects the subjects or careers they choose.